I met a soldier, and I will never forget him. Well, we're getting close to Memorial Day, so I want to talk about a soldier. I saw him about a year ago, as my husband and I shared a cozy lunch in the cavernous dining room at the grand old Ahwahnee Hotel in Yosemite Park. It's hard to imagine being cozy in a room that probably seats 1,000 people, but that's the magic of the place. Every corner is a wood and stone masterpiece with soaring glass windows that look out to the massive granite cliffs of the valley. Its arts and crafts feel, combined with Native American themes, is timeless, and I wouldn't have been surprised to see Teddy Roosevelt or Lady Astor or even Herbert Hoover walk in. But someone else walked in. An American soldier entered with his family and took a seat. He wasn't in uniform, but he walked with the dignity and discipline of a serviceman despite a slight limp. My suspicion was confirmed when he removed his hat and placed it on the table where I could see it, and embroidered on the cap were the words, "Iwo Jima Survivor." As he sat waiting for lunch and the others at his table chatted happily, this gentleman stared out the window. He smiled silently to himself, content to be left out of the conversation, and allowed himself to quietly take in the breathtaking view of a waterfall. I watched him and imagined how many horrible views he had seen in his lifetime, and especially on that little island in the Pacific. What terrors, what violence, what damage people could do to each other. What losses did he suffer? What friends did he lose? What faces of death still haunt him in the night? What did he witness that gave him every good reason to lose faith in the world? And yet, there he was in Yosemite Park, meditating on the world as if he'd never seen it before, a tired soldier smiling at the sky, at the sun on the snow, and the crashing of the waterfall, at the peace of it all. Somehow, after everything, the world was still beautiful to him. Maybe because he had fought so hard to keep it that way. Well, I stood up, and I walked over to his table, and I touched his shoulder. "Excuse me, sir," I said. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I saw your hat, and I just wanted to say thank you for serving." And he looked up at me surprised, and then with a twinkle in his eye, or maybe it was a tear, he said proudly, "You're welcome, and thank you." I told him I would go home and tell my children that I'd met him. But walking back to our table, it didn't seem like enough. I wanted to tell you, too. See you soon.